We are again, folks, for another segment number 2 of this here episode 1, Season 2 from the Sovereign Light Talkshow. This special opening feature with us here today in continuation. Enjoy the movie, folks.
O land of the free by the Carib Sea, our manhood we pledge to their liberty. Our fathers, the baymen, valiant and bold, drove back the invaders this heritage hold. From proud Rio Hondo to old Sarstoon, through coral isles over blue lagoon. Keep watch with the angels, the stars and moon, for freedom comes tomorrow's noon. Arise, ye sons of the baymen's clan. Put on your armor, clear the land. So it's already telling you it's time for you to get your act together, go clear some land, plant your food. And the national anthem is a very special anthem. So we have to respect our anthem. It means a lot what the ancestors left behind for us. Guidebooks.
Previously on the Sovereign Light Talk Show with David and episode 1, segment 1, season 2.
There is a guidebook about Belize, and you're going to find David's adventure tours. So I was born in 1959, the 3rd of August, in this town, which is San Ignacio town. It's one of the biggest towns in the Cayo district. My life was raised part of in San Ignacio town, where I had to attend to the school. But half of my life was raised in the jungle where I came from, which we call it jungle, but it's up on the river banks of the Macal River. So that's where I grew up, that's where we grew all our own food. But for schooling, we had to come to San Ignacio town. At the age of 18, I graduated from high school, then I went to college, then I carried on to become a teacher for 9 years. So I'm a certified trained teacher. First I had to go through the training for many years. I then got a scholarship that took me to what we call Belcast, which at the time was named Belize Teachers College. After 9 years of working as a teacher, I retired from teaching and went back to live on my dad's property, which actually sits a big unexcavated Mayan site. So at the moment, I am doing tours, but the tour came later on in my time. So after the teaching came the tour guiding. But at the same time, I have centered most of my life living in the woods where I live, and the place is named El Guacamayo Ruins, or El Guacamayo Mayan Site, and there is where I grew all my food. Within the teaching that I did, everybody still appreciates me. I also played soccer for a while, which was one of my favorite sports, and that again is part of why I'm well known in San Ignacio town because of my sportsmanship. I was a very, very good soccer player, and so that brought me a little fame, and also being nice to people, appreciating people and caring for people. That has also brought me another feather in my hat. So in my hometown, everyone, almost 90% of the people in San Ignacio knows David, and they know me as a tour guide, they know me as a jungle man. My life has been where I have spent most of my life in the woods. I started El Guacamayo Jungle Campground, where you can spend a night in the woods, you can spend a night on a Mayan site, and you can wake up with all the birds you want to think about in your lifetime. The place I actually developed it to where I can accommodate guests, and also at the same time I live a Mayan way of life. I still use wood to cook my food. I still do the water from the river. I also collect the water from the rain. And what I feed to myself and my guests actually is grown on the property. So most people that come and stay by David is because the food that I offer is all organic food. And organic food is a big advantage because it makes your life a lot easier, healthier, and so you appreciate the earth, as I was talking to you earlier. And my life has been very, very easy. So from my campground to my business place to the cave and the other sites, and I end up every day back to my jungle where I get back my energy. So my place is not only a gym, because I live on a big Mayan site that to get up to where I live, you got to climb 187 steps. So actually, my steps are my gym, and my steps are gym for tourists who come over to my place to visit. I am a lover of birds. So where I live, I have so many species of birds, and that's what attracts tourists to come over to me, and even locals. So if you guys are looking for a place where you want to be listening to melodious music from the birds, then I have the correct place for it. Okay?
So whenever you're ready, we can begin the tour.
We're about to go.
David is going to take us on a tour through his property. He's going to show us some really amazing treats that we can find in nature, that we can actually eat and do things with, right?
Yes, right.
So enjoy the movie, folks, and we'll see you there.
Okay.
And that's David Simpson. Now here we are.
Yeah, first we drive from the city to where we park the canoes in the middle of an orange field. We walk down to the river where we take a canoe and we go across to where David lives, okay? And so this is the first part of the adventure, coming across to a Mayan site that was actually in existence, and it's still happening where once people had lived here, okay? So now we're going to be landing, and we'll be landing very carefully. Yeah, vamos a ir careful. 2 minutes and I'll be back.
Okay, David.
All right, beautiful. This is El Capitan. This is your captain, alright? Right? You don't need to worry, you're safe on this side. See, that's how careful I am when I'm dealing with people who have no experience with the river, okay?
Okay.
Back to reality. And we check it out. Wait up. Wait it down.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh. This is the Macal River.
Macal.
Macal River. And we're going back to David's to make some soursop juice. It's beautiful. Stay tuned.
What is
We're
this?
gonna drink some beautiful soursop juice from the soursop trees, and we're gonna pick a soursop and have some soursop juice. Eh? we'll see you there. So we're gonna do some soursop, and they're just beautiful, eh? Well, let's get on. See? I'm gonna go up there. He's carrying everything up steep hill all the way to the top, and we'll see you there. Did you build these steps, David?
Yeah, everything. So when I came the first time, the place was looking like that back there.
Oh, wow.
There was nothing here. I planted everything. Built these steps so I could go home. Yeah. Everything you see here is my energy.
Wow.
Yeah. I think a lot of work to do it. Yeah. There's the room instead.
Wow. So let's keep going then. Oh. Oh, I was walking on. Okay. It smells so good. Whew. That's great to work on. And here we are. Hi. Is your resort?
Yes, it is.
That people come and they stay. Well, is it a 2-bedroom? Is it a 3-bedroom? What is it?
It's a 4-bedroom.
A 4-bedroom.
Yeah, 15 by 50. This one of them. It's a 30 by 30 house.
30 by 30 house and 15 by 15.
Yeah, divided by 4
Divided by 4 rooms.
rooms. Now the kitchen is over here, we cook. And then over there is where the dining.
It's over here where you cook.
Yep, and the dining is over there.
Dining room bar.
Yep, over there.
And do they have a washroom and a shower in there?
Over there.
Oh, it's separate. It's not in the rooms?
No, no. He gave me a bowl of water.
Okay.
Nothing too fancy. This is just
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we can see what... Is that your oven there? Is that your stove?
That's where we cook with.
That's where you cook. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, wow. This is the kitchen. And over there is the dining room.
Just managed to climb over. We came across the river in a canoe We climbed up a couple steps, over 100 steps, to an excavated Mayan site. So right now we're standing on an untouched Mayan city, okay? This here again has never been tampered except for one of the pyramids that were looted, but the rest is all intact. Behind me, this was a lookout post. Actually, there's a building beneath this if we were to excavate. So if I was to remove these rocks, I would be looking at a lookout post, at a building that was completely made with stones. So I'll take you up there, and from there you will have a great view overlooking the whole valley, okay? So you can join me, and it's going to be one of the best views overlooking from this side.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome, madam. It's part of why I'm here and why you came to visit something in its natural way. This is where I leave from every day to go to my work in town. I drive back to my palace every day, so, and the road is not too bad. It's just that it's very picturesque, it's very scenic, and where I live, I have birds that come here every day, so I have no shortage of toucans, no parrots, no hummingbirds. This is a bird sanctuary as well. So if you follow me, you will see one of the great view, and you would be sitting on top of what we call a look on excavated Mayan site. The reason is because there ain't much Mayan sites left that are untouched.
So we'll take it from here then, David.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so let's go and take a sit up on top, and then you'll be able to enjoy and hear what I got to tell you, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. This was a lookout post where the tradesmen were up and down the river, so someone had to be here looking out for the trade or the newcomers. The river was their highway. That was their source of getting back from Caracol, which is the big Mayan site, all the way to the coast and back. So they traded. From here they took different types of stuff like smoked meat. They took like chib or pakaya. They took snails. They took so much stuff that were found here, like deer meat, gibnut, wild boar. So all these things were brought down to the city. And from the ocean they brought back like salt, which was one of their main source of getting by as well. They needed salt for their food. They also brought seafood as well. So the river was their highway. There was no other highway but more than getting back and forth. So that was very important, and where we're staying actually was a residential trading post. The name of this site is named El Guacamayo, meaning scarlet maca. So we are right now standing at El Guacamayo, scarlet maca. Down below I got mahogany trees, malary, avocado trees, and that's where I keep my solar down there. So that's so pretty it is. And the river down below. to where you actually should be without having to pay a cent to nobody or to go to a gym to exercise, and the air is fresh. That's a big advantage out here. The air is pure. I mean, as you look around, there are so much trees. There is no highway leading to my place. The highway is a couple 100 meters on the other side of the river, and the closest highway would be about a quarter of a mile. So their pollution does not affect me at no point in time. The river itself keeps the whole property cool, especially in the morning. It's very misty. In the night, you don't need no fan. It's so cool. In the mornings, you have all the birds that come and because this place is not only a Mayan site, it's also a bird sanctuary. People could see, they could open their eyes. And if you don't open your eyes, only you could see what you want in life. And the only way is to go after it. Don't expect nobody to come promise you, because anybody who promises you anything is a comfort to a fool. Like a husband would tell his wife, "Oh honey, I love you. I'm going to be this, that to you." And as soon as he gets her, he turns her into his slave. So the promise was not what he really promised. So don't go by promises. Go by what you are capable of. Know your values. Know that you are worth a lot. You're worth millions and millions of values. Not only dollar, but real, true value in life. And that's being free. Being a free person where you can make your mind think. You can make your mind make your day. You can make your mind make your life. So always be with a clean mind and always think that you are worth a lot. And that's my advice to people being oppressed, by others. We need to get and wake up and live. You need to be yourself. You need to understand that you can do it. Life is so easy. Life is just, it's like a rhythm. You just got to listen to the beat and dance to the rhythm of the beat, and there we go.
So, you came from a lineage of, you have 11 brothers and sisters. Are you the youngest?
I'm the fourth and the highest of the clan. The fourth from the top to the bottom. Yeah, we are 11. But I'm the only one who decided to come and take care of the land, respect the land, and honor the land in honor of my ancestry, the Mayans, the Africans who actually earned this land. And so this is my home. This is where I make other people happy. When I go into the city, I bring food. I bring them enough organic food, and this is how I feel great in being able to help the community by feeding them as well, not only going to get from them. I take all what I earn, all my energy goes back into the city to feed many people who actually need good food. And at the same time, well, it's not only being a little famous, but people appreciate what you do for them. And that's been my life. My life is do good, good will follow you, okay?
Now, do you have a website that people can find you and call you up and reserve, like to get a retreat going with you?
Yes.
Internationally, you offer these retreats that people can come, like a package or something. They can reach out to you like a website. Yes, you do?
Yes, I do. It's David's Tours at Belize gmail.com. Belize at gmail.com. In fact, I'll give you one of my cards, because I have a card. If you want that, I show you right now. I could get a card I have there.
Well, we'll do another take as well, right?
Yes.
You're saying about the pyramids. How far of a walk is it up there? We can maybe go and see it over there and do another take there too?
Yes, well, we could take another walk up there that way.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And this is a very sacred place,
Thank
okay?
you.
Okay, Maria, you're good.
So, this is your guest house?
And people want to come and spend the night in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do cleansing. This is where I accommodate them.
Herbal baths.
To clean your system and also to drink.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to the pyramids now?
Yep,
Okay.
going up higher. So
Okay.
this again is good to clean out your system,
Your urinal tract?
especially if you have urinal problems, if you have kidney problems. This is the right medicine. It's called Talawala.
Talawala.
Tala, T-A-L-L-A-W-A-L-L-A, Talawala. So this green pigment here is like a vegetable. You would take and you would smash it a little much smaller. Then when it's all taken all the hair out, you will soak this in water. All this will be soaked in the water and you will be drinking it as your daily source of water system. You will be drinking this water for a whole week. And you will see the difference. You will start being able to urine. Whatever stone was in the way gets melted down to zero. So this is very famous for male and female.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. That's called Talawala. It grows on a palm tree. It has to be on a palm tree. If you notice, it's next to a kuhun palm.
Kakumpan.
Kuhun.
Kahun.
Kuhun. And this kuhun gives a nut that you could make oil from. See? Here is the nut. That's the kuhun nut. Inside it has a smaller nut. When you crush the outer layer, which is hard, you then take the inside, you crush it fine, and you boil it in water. Then the oil skims to the top, and it's one of the best palm oils that you could use. It's good for your skin. So it's good for so many things, for your hair, for your skin, and it softens your skin. Okay, so these are just some of the things that we use to keep us more or less with our features, with a smooth skin, because it's all natural. Okay?
Oh, okay.
You gotta climb up to the very top. And then, I'm just showing you, right? This is food that the Mayans ate.
Food that the Mayans ate.
This is what we call chib or papaya. This is rich in vitamins, rich in minerals.
Chib or papaya.
Pacaya.
Pacaya.
Yeah, Pacaya. And there's a volcano in Guatemala named Pacaya. You heard about it, right? The volcano in Guatemala, they have the volcano named Pacaya. So this is all edible food, you see? All this is you can eat. So, before you take a picture before.
This is the fruit we eat.
Yeah, it's called chib or Pacaya.
It's called what?
Chib, C-H-I-B, chib or Pacaya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll rub it off now. This is what comes off from the shoot. Okay, the inside is what we eat. The inside looks something like this, see? This is what the inside looks like.
Okay.
See, it looks like a noodle.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, that is what you take and you actually boil it. Then you cook it with tomatoes, bell pepper, onion. And you have a healthy meal, and if you want, you could add eggs to it.
Oh, okay.
So it's very nutritious, it's very healthy. And this here, okay, right here, you see this was a seat. And over to my left is where they actually dug into this structure. Because the place was abandoned, there was nobody living here. My grandparents died, so my dad left to the village nearby. So this actually was a seat that would be sitting on top of there, where the chief would be looking at the sports that was going on. So this actually was tampered with. They tried to take it, they broke it, but they couldn't take it. But these are all like spectator seat where the chief would live. And over here, Maria, is where you have a stela. You know what a stela is? Sports.
Also, when they be coming from the river, they'd be welcome to the sports.
Yeah, there would be a sports going on. So they would try to reach here perfect timing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going a little higher now.
Mm-hmm.
Up. He had his own seat up there. So this flat piece, if I was to excavate, all these would be like chairs.
Mm-hmm.
This would be one of the teams, the other team would be on that side, and this is where the marker would be. Where they would come and make for the marker, where they would make the goal, whatever. This is on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So
The net,
this, yeah. All this, if I was to remove this, you'd have like a little bleachers, like
Mm-hmm.
they're just exactly where two teams would be. One would be sitting on this side, the other team would be on the opposite side. The chief would be looking at his sport from up there, see? That's where the chief would be. And I have, that again was also the ceremonial plaza.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, then I'll take you to the residential plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Go up this way.
Gonna-
Come from this side, I guess. Maybe from here, see? From here you get a better position.
That's beautiful.
The game would be playing down there, the chief would be sitting up here.
Uh-huh.
That's where the chief would be, and behind us where he did his ceremony.
Oh, yeah?
Behind us is where they did all their ceremonial activity.
Mm-hmm.
So this place is very sacred. One thing, and you could see the reason why teaching was good, but I decided to come and sit my butt on this piece of property here. What took place at the site, the events that happened, you know what I'm saying?
A stela is a stone slab?
Yeah, that depicts events that occurred
Mm-hmm.
at the site itself. So here you can see this is part of the foundation from the stela. As part of it as well. That used to be the real top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other piece is inside here, see? So this is part of what the looters were doing, and that is why I left my teaching job
Mm-hmm.
to come and live on the property.
Mm-hmm.
And my presence keeps the looters away.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll be taking you to the residential palace now, where they actually lived. This was where they did their ceremonies. There was the face of a chief, right there.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is they took the face, you know what I'm saying? It was a complete rock, it was sitting right there. So again, that's why I am here. This is my present address.
We're right. Sorry?
We're entering the main plaza. This was the residential plaza.
Okay.
This on my left is one of the structures facing the east for sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, some of the rocks that are found, I use them for decoration. All these are Mayan rocks that were left behind when they were out here. So over to my right is the one from the north. As you can see, this structure is quite big structure, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we come this way, and then you're going to see the density of this residential plaza.
What a beautiful hike. Yeah.
This is a beautiful cedar.
Cedar, yes. Look at that. Whew.
Backwards. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this is a great view for sunset.
Yes.
See, this is the sunset view.
Uh-huh.
This tree is the sacred tree of the Mayas. That's the ceiba, or the cotton tree. That is the cotton tree you're looking at there.
It's called Seba.
Ceiba, yeah. Or cotton tree. Why? Because it started giving off cotton. And the Mayans started collecting the material and weaving it into cloth. So that's why it's called the ceiba tree, or the cotton tree. So you like the view?
Yes.
Okay, so this view is for sunset view.
Uh-huh.
But the pyramids are beneath us. They're just underneath. They're covered. Because that's what happens. That when archaeologists come,
Uh-huh.
archaeologists remove all these rocks, baby. All the rocks, all the frame of the house. Then they go and they try to put it back.
Oh,
So
okay.
most of these sites that you have been to,
Uh-huh.
they're reconstructed. That's why they're called what you call Mayan sites, but at the end they call them ruins, because when the archaeologists get through with them, they ruin their appearance. It's not originally the way it was built. So just imagine having to remove all these rocks. Like right here you could see the top of the roof, see? The way the bricks are set up, they're in line. See? It goes in different layers. So as you go removing, and then you got to remove from the top. You can't remove from the bottom, or else it's going to fall on you. So beneath us is a building.
It's a building beneath us.
Beneath us, this is a construction just underneath us. So we are standing on an excavated Mayan site, okay? This is the top of what we call the sunset view. So you could see the sunset right in more to the left, see? There you got it.
Here we are at the top of the, you were saying the Mayan underworld or top of the world?
The Mayan 13 levels of the upper world. Right now we're at the south, the west pyramid, the one for sunset. On my right, I have where the sun sets. Opposite from where we're sitting is the east structure. We are west, and here on this side we have four main structures. They are in geometrical form. The pyramid from the north, south, east, and west. So this where we're sitting right now is on top of one of the pyramids that has not been excavated as yet. What you have to do here is just let your imagination wander the building that was beneath us. Well, here on this side, they never did bury their dead here. The dead was buried more down to my right hand side. So down to my right is the burial site.
Okay.
I actually had once started to put a roof over there where I was going to live, and I came across a skeletal remain from a chief with his belongings, so I just covered it back. So that down at the bottom was the burial site. So I'm glad we're turning it so you could see where the sun is actually setting. And that's the west of this site. That's the western part of the pyramid. So the Mayans that lived here, this was just their residential palace. This was their residential area. They actually were buried in a separate place than it is just to the right, where the sunset would be as well, because they always believed in sunset. They believed in the journey that followed on from the sunset. So that's a continuation of life, where the sun would set is where they would want to be buried actually. So here we're just sitting on top of the pyramid itself. The reason why I don't excavate, or why we don't let no excavation, is because Belize has reached to a point where archaeological research is just legal looting. Belize should have the best of all archaeological museums, being that we are in the center of the Mayan hemisphere. But most of what is being excavated goes abroad. If you're looking for all the historical facts from these pyramids that have been looted legally, you would need to go to Pennsylvania, you need to go to Ohio, you need to go to Trent University. So this is where our belongings are. They are not where they should be in Belize. And that's one of my disagreements. That's one of my contras where I'm against this property being excavated because there is no secure place to put away everything that would be found in these sites.
But it's your property. This is your property.
Yeah, it is our property.
It's private.
Private.
Yes.
It's owned, but I don't really have the financial assets to make a strong building to protect what we would be excavating because again these things could bring murder. These things could bring someone to come and kill you for all these Mayan artifacts. And this has happened in the past where even in San Ignacio, the guys who came to loot the museum, they killed the young man who was actually just overseeing. So it would be the same case with me, especially me being deep in the jungle. But if any excavation was to be done, it would be where again Belize would have to own its own museum. Belize would have to have a secure place where foreigners can come and enjoy the beauty of what the Mayans had earned in their past, all their values. So this is why this site is actually still intact, okay? That's why this site is still the way it is because as I said, yes, I would have for it, I would be glad if it's being excavated, reconstructed in its way, but even the material for reconstruction is not the same. We can't even find the material. So with respect to the site itself, I believe that leaving it the way it is, having it intact, it's more like a preserving of the structure itself. And out of all the sites mentioned in Belize, this is one of the only sites that are still and is still untouched. So all the values, all the history is still intact. It's still there where they actually just abandoned. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where they actually lived. We are a long ways from the river. Remember when we had just done the first interview?
Yes.
It was at the lookout post.
Yes.
So now we're at the residential post. So there's a big difference in even from here you can't see the river.
Yes.
So someone had to be down there to warn or bring the message that the cargo was here, the tradesmen were here, or that things were to be brought, or people came to visit. So this where we're sitting on top of the tallest of the structures, which would be something like maybe 20 meters in height. If you really look back to where we climbed,
yes, that's steep.
It's quite in front to my right. That was another steep climb, but as I said, it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful sunset view, and this is where I bring people to do sunset and also get energy because just being on top of a pyramid, you get the full energy that these Mayans left behind. Their energy is still here, their building is here, so their energy is still remaining. Things might change, and so by then we might have more intelligent people to even start making a museum so that all these belongings go to a safe place where we would be able to admire, where we would be able to see the artwork of these people. Because even if you're trying to tell me, oh, this was from dating so and so, it's just a guesswork. The beautiful thing about any Mayan site is when you go, you sit on top and you let your mind wander out.
Was this the place where they used to sacrifice people?
No, this was just a place of residence. This was a
Oh, okay.
trading. This was a trading post. This was no place of sacrifice.
You know how they say it was a place that's in Guatemala, right?
Oh, well, like every structure that you go, archaeologists have brainwashed these people that they own their own site, but they have never had the privilege to educate themselves about their ancestry. They used to do not really sacrifice, but many times people were willing to offer themselves
To the sun.
to the sun. You know what I'm saying?
And would they do virgins? They sacrifice virgins, or
Well,
what?
they didn't do sacrifice. This is just where they did rituals, like
Okay.
burn incense. They did burn
That's what
incense.
I thought, right?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
They were used for incense burning. They were not used for sacrificing no virgin this or. I mean, these things are just invented stories. They were not real. Nobody will give his or her daughter to no chief to go and sacrifice. I mean, not even at this present moment. So women were highly respected in the Mayan world, okay? They were highly regarded as special as any male, and so even in the Mayan time, they had rulers who were women. So it's not that the women did not rule. Women used to rule in the Mayan history. They were real good leaders, and even presently, if you really look at it, there are such great women that are good leaders, but the man machismo has become so strong that they don't believe in a good leadership. They just believe in, oh, I'm the man, I'm the one, even though you might be a dumb guy, but you are just the man. And that's the reason why in the Mayan time they were successful in their life, because even women were able to exercise their power. When you were giving birth, you would not be giving birth in daylight. You would be giving birth in a dark room, and you would not be coming out of that room for the next 2 weeks until the kid has opened his eyes. Then that kid would come to see the normal light. But first, his light was adjusted to a candlelight. Then, when his muscles got strong enough to be able to see the bright lights of the daylight, they were introduced to the daylight, and that is why these people didn't have a problem with their vision, because their eyes were trained from as a kid to be able to adjust to the type of bright light. So they were actually in a dark room until after that kid had opened his eye. Even for the mom, she had to take back her healing. She had to heal her womb. So she had to go through a process of healing. She would abstain from men. She would be there for quite some time, and even then she had to drink lots of stuff to put back her womb. Remember, her womb was busy 9 months carrying this weight. So she needs to rejuvenate her wound. She needs to give it energy to make sure that it sets back the way it should for whenever there was a second child coming. So that's the reason why in the Mayan time they didn't need no reading glasses. I mean, it's only present now that people are born in bright daylight, and so their eyes is already blind. The bright light affects your eyes direct for a kid. A kid should never be born in this bright light like what we do presently now.
Or the LED lights. Oh my
Well, this
goodness.
is what I'm saying. So that is why you have so many blind people on this earth.
Yeah.
And people don't believe it, but it's a fact. You have so much blind. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason there's an ants climbing on me. And that's the reason why you have to make sure that if you want to have a healthy life, it's got to go from the very beginning for you to be able to live that Mayan tradition way of life. So being on top of a pyramid for me, it's an honor.
It is. Thank you so much, David.
Owning a Mayan site is an honor. Sharing it with people to come and see something natural is an honor for me. And I invite the world that wants to come and visit this beautiful place.
So we're gonna get some soursop now. This one with a ladder?
No, you don't have to go that high. The tree is there, see?
Oh, okay.
You don't have to climb up.
Wow.
That's a baby
This
tree.
is the soursop that we're gonna be making juice out of.
Yeah.
And this is the tree. This is the kind of tree. Oh, it's beautiful.
That's what we get to. It gives more than one.
Oh yeah, but that's a how old is this tree?
That's about maybe 8 years.
8 years old. And look at all the ants on here, David. How come?
They're part of the tree.
Oh, did they help ripen the soursop?
No, they just on the tree.
Okay.
There is more on the tree.
There's more. So we're gonna have a nice big ripe one that we're gonna show you that we just picked. And if you go to the market, they're about, oh my God, $5 a pound. And we're looking at one right now, about $18. It's gonna come out to, it's a nice big one. So, but we have to wait till it ripens, and we'll see you there. We'll see you there. In David's kitchen, where we're gonna make the soursop with the water. We're gonna use about a gallon of water. And I even thought about, because sometimes they put sugar in it, that, you know, it might be even better to put coconut water, right? So that's one good thing.
Put more soursop right there. See?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's where we're gonna be picking it from. This is a more mature tree.
Yeah, so I'll do my one.
All right.
I'll do my own soursop.
Yeah. The what?
It's important that you get a picture of the soursop on the tree.
Yeah.
So they know where the tree is and where
They know where the tree is. Oh, there's beautiful trees. The trees are grounding. So very grounding. You don't even need to do anything. You just be. You don't even need to meditate or say, oh, I'm going to do this, because you just be. And it automatically are grounded from all the trees. The trees are like so magical. And sometimes it could be the worst scenario ever of the situations of your circumstances, and yet you're not going to feel it. You're just going to feel so grounded that you won't even feel whatever frequency they're trying to pull you in from the disconnect that we most of the time are in the city. And, you know, whereas here, no matter what, we're so grounded that nothing can take us out of that beautiful feeling, you see. Hi! Okay, so we're going to get ready, and we're going to be showing how to make soursop. And that's the water, David?
It's more like sunlight?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we're washing it.
Yeah, okay, you need to wash all fruits. Good to wash. You don't just put. Okay, good. Soursop. First you gotta peel it.
And what does it feel like?
Like soursop, it's like a fruit.
It's soft, right?
It has to be soft for it to be ripened. Soursop when they're green, they're not good.
And notice the needles are not on there anymore, eh?
Well, because the needles get worn out. And the needles separate, you know, they're not so close anymore. Un poquito de agua. So now we're going to take off the skin, and then we'll put it in here and we'll mix it with the water. And then we need a strainer. ¿Tienes un colador ahí? ¿Tienes el colador? los plátanos y guineos.
So, can you tell us what you're doing now, David?
We're peeling the soursop to start making the juice. Okay? You gotta take the skin out first.
Okay.
Then, after all the skin is off,
And how much juice will this make?
we'll see right now depending on how much.
It's beautiful.
First you take the middle of the stalk
Oh,
that
that's
you don't need.
that's a stalk?
Yeah, that's the stalk you don't need.
Wow.
That's the fruit, that's what the soursop looks like. Okay, see, that's the soursop.
And then we're going to make soursop. The soursop. Making soursop juice.
Okay, see, that's the soursop.
And then you mash it up with your hands.
You just squish it so that they turn loose from the main stem.
Some people freeze it and then they have it like frozen juice.
Well, depends. If you have a fridge, then you do. Like in this case, you're in the wild, so you have to try to make the juice and then consume it or keep it in a cool place, because otherwise it would get sour too. You see the difference now?
You see the juice here coming out.
You got to take it out the pulp.
Nice. So it's fairly simple for anybody to make, right?
Really easy, man. Except if you're lazy, then you can make it.
Well, how do you know how much water to add?
Well, not started the water yet, because it depends so much. So you have to check it out first and try to get all this stuff out of there.
Kind of reminds me when people stomp on grapes. Grape stomping. If you have enough, could you do it with your feet? Or something you need to do with your hands?
Something with the hands.
Okay.
Chile, pásame el agua. ¿Mucho más? No, por mientras no. Una vez si ves un colador y me lo lavas bien.
And this is how it's done. All the seeds are removed and it's more refined. And people normally use even the pulp. And you can do it with pulp or without pulp. This is even edible. Okay? So this is, now we're going to start straining it, David?
Yeah.
This is a Tupperware.
I guess so.
Yeah, they don't make those anymore, this kind of quality. It's from Tupperware. And then we just dump it on the floor, on the ground.
Biodegradable.
Well, it looks like we need to buy you another strainer, David. This one's all looking rusty.
He works.
It's beautiful. So all this.
Tráeme otra cosa para que eche esta cosa que chile. Tráeme un jarro para que eche estas cosas.
I'm going to add more water, and then I'm going to go and put it through a strainer, because I'm going to have it without the pulp. And I'm going to do it, I find this works very well, the French press. And so in continuation, I'm putting in a liter, and you know, we can keep going and putting in a little bit more even, but that's more than plenty, and we'll see you on the next clip. Okay.
Oh, is it right here? This is a little bit of the... Okay. That's it.
That's it. So, yeah, we're just going to put it through the strainer one more time.
That? Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
Doesn't have any pulp in it. Whichever I eat today.
We're straining it one more time, David?
Yes, instrument. Alright, there you got your 100% soursop juice, okay? Okay. Okay, now we're gonna put it back in the
Bottles?
yeah.
Nice. And then
Yeah,
we're
look at
gonna
how it is too.
test it.
Well, it's
Taste
good.
it.
Yeah, dame el vacío.
The bottles.
¿Este botón para?
So it's good. Do we need a funnel?
Just hold it there for a minute.
Hold it.
Let me see if I'm good at what I do.
No, David, you gotta do it from up high.
Tráeme un vaso ahí. Tráeme un vaso que esté limpio ahí.
That's it, yeah. Now you're gonna have enough to put in another one, you see?
Yeah, we did.
For everybody to drink some.
Why is not it?
This is a more clean way of doing it. And of course we're gonna use bottled water, and all the seeds, everything is removed, all this. And this was like a 2.5 pound. So we're gonna get more out of it because we're gonna do it in a coffee French press. And I'm doing it myself, so it's kind of independent filming over here. And so here we go. I'm gonna add more water, and then I'm gonna go and put it through a strainer because I'm gonna have it without the pulp. And I'm gonna do it, I find this works very well, the French press. And so in continuation, I'm putting in 1 liter, and you know, we can keep going and putting in a little bit more even, but that's more than plenty, and we'll see you on the next clip. Okay. And now that we have it, well, we still have more juice here, right? And now that we have it in the French presser, wow, 2 arms and 2 hands, woo! And so this is as sanitary as it gets out in the jungle. And so here we go, and we put this here, and we do a French press type of version. So this way, you kind of squeeze it out slowly. So, what does it taste like, you ask? It's sour and it's sweet. You don't even need to add any sugar. I'm doing it with one hand, so it kind of makes it a little tricky, but yes, now here we go. So it tastes a little tangy, soury, but mostly overpowered by sweetness. So it's a natural sweetness, tangy, and it's just a touch of sour, just a touch of sour. Just a perfect combination where you don't need the sugar. And that's it, yeah. Now you're gonna have enough to put in another one, you see?
Yeah, we did.
For everybody to drink some.
Why is not it?
Yes, I must say.
And what's your name?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Jorge.
Jorge.
George.
George, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You have that with cereal. Still keep it coming. Yeah, that's it. That's how I pour it, David. Nice. Some crystal goodness. Can the dogs drink the rest?
Hmm?
Or no, the dogs don't drink? No.
Okay, here's yours. Is yours. Here's yours now.
Jorge, that's for Jorge?
Chicky eat.
That's for you.
Eh?
After that, no, nothing. Lord Chicky.
Okay.
Okay, cheers. Let's do a cheers moment, man. Okay. Oh, yeah. Nature's goodness. Yeah, that's enough. To the gods.
This is original soursop juice.
And here we go. Cheers. And if anything, I drank over a liter, I think a liter already. So I made 1.5 liters. So pretty much you're gonna need about 500 milliliters of water to every pound of soursop. And here it is. And it tastes sweet enough that you don't need any sugar or any other thing. A lot of people just water it down more, and when they put the sugar, why do they put the sugar? They put the sugar because it's so watered down, I suppose, because they're trying to make money. So they kill whatever curatives or whatever this is supposed to do, and they offset it to actually be a poison rather than a curative. If anything, they just kind of cancel whatever curativeness it might have by putting loads of sugar and processing it and then selling it on the market. This is natural. It tastes more sweet with a tiny bit of tanginess and taste of just a bit of sour. Just a tiny touch, just enough to make it taste real good. It doesn't need sugar, it's sweet enough. You get more sweetness than you get sourness. And a tiny bit of tang. So it's cheers, dears, perfect. Cheers, Jorge. Cheers.
En la película, ¿viste? Esto es chingón. ¿Quién como tú?
You know drinking? Drink?
No,
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 yeah.
no. Thank you, no.
No está mal. Pure.
Oh, my friends, thank you so very much.
¿Quieres un poco de chile?
And here's some bananas. These bananas come from his tree. These beautiful bananas. They're real bananas. And the kind of bananas that you don't have any slime on them at all. All right.
Ready to get a call.
I've been watching this here special feature opening for season 2 of episode 1, segment 2. Here, what we have here is soursop. This is the very first drink that I was introduced by Dave.
Come and enjoy.
Yeah, it's soursop. Cheers. So, what is exactly this drink, David?
This drink actually is also medicinal. It helps to control your system in case you have any ulcer or any ailment from the stomach. This fruit right here is very, very nutritious, and also it's anti-cancer. It's anti-cancer. So if you drink a lot of soursop, you're on the health path. You're on the healthy path. So I would advise that you try it while you're in Belize. It's a very delicacy drink.
See you on the next segment, number